Hi everyone, this is Danai, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you my top practice methods for fast passages. I think this is a subject that interests many people because it is one of the main pillars of piano technique, to be able to play fast passages effortlessly and with a very secure and comfortable feeling. And there are many different exercises that you can do in order to get to that goal. And today I will share with you my probably most favorite exercises, and also the ones that I personally find the most effective and that I almost apply to every single fast passage that I encounter and that I want to improve. So if you're interested in that, then keep on watching. So as an example today, I chose a little section from a Bach concerto, which I'm actually going to be performing in a few weeks, and I'm learning it myself as well. So this is not just a demonstration video, this is me actually practicing the piece that I will be performing on stage in a couple of weeks. Before I start with any exercise, as always, I go through the passage slowly, just in order to make sure that I know exactly where to place my fingers, that I get a feeling for all these different hand positions, especially in a passage like this one, where there are no regular, let's say, quote unquote, regular patterns. It's not just a scale or just an arpeggio or just a chromatic scale. It's just an individual passage that doesn't exist like it does in this piece in a simple technical exercise. So I play through it slowly in order to feel where my fingers have to go and how it just feels in my hand when I place them on the keys, and how the hand position feels, because at the beginning it can feel very strange or uncomfortable, but once you go through it slowly a couple of times, you're starting to familiarize yourself with these positions. Once I've done that, I get into the actual exercise. Now, this exercise is an exercise that my former teacher, Professor Karl-Heinz Kämmerling, taught me. And as I already mentioned in the beginning, I find it one of the most effective exercises that you can apply when it comes to fast passages. He always called the exercise 4-4. And basically, you divide the passage into sections of 4 notes. This is only possible if the passage is actually made up of sections of 4 notes, but in this case it is. We have all the 16th notes in sections of 4. So you divide the passage up into these sections of 4, and you play 4 long notes and then 4 short notes. As I said, actually the way it is written, they are all 16th notes with the same length, but you play 4 notes very slowly and then 4 notes very quickly. And you don't just do it in any slow tempo and in any fast tempo. There actually is a relation to it. So the one slow note of the 4 notes is as long as the 4 quick notes combined. So you could say that the slow section are quarter notes, and then the fast section are 16th notes. Now, what this exercise does is it gives you an opportunity to go through the entire passage and already play some of the notes in the fast tempo. So not just slowly, but already some. You can check what it feels like to play them in the fast tempo. At the same time, you have the break every 4 notes to kind of come back to the slow tempo and assure yourself before you continue in the fast tempo. Once you've done that, you switch it around and you start with the 4 fast notes where before you played the 4 slow notes. So you go through the entire passage again, just exactly vice versa. Once you've done that, you continue with the 4-4 exercise, but now instead of playing 4 quarter notes and then 4 16th notes, you play 4 8th notes and then 4 16th notes. So the slow section now is double tempo, still not as fast as the fast section, but it is double tempo compared to before, and then the fast section is double tempo compared to your new tempo of the slow section. So the difficulty is increased a little bit, but still it's not the same as if you were playing through the entire passage in the fast tempo. Here again, you turn it around and then go through the entire passage, vice versa. Personally, I then like to actually put both hands together, because up to now I was always only practicing the hand that actually had the fast passages. So I like to then combine both hands and also put in the accompaniment, which might not even be a technically challenging accompaniment, but especially in a piece like that, Bach or any like Baroque polyphonic repertoire, I find it is very helpful to practice the passages in different ways with different patterns. So I personally like to take my left hand or the right hand, depending on what type of a passage you're practicing, and then practice this 4-4 exercise with both hands together. Even if sometimes it might be a little bit weird to then just play a fast 8th note and then suddenly a slow 8th note, I just keep that pattern in a very strict way until I reach the end of the passage. The next exercise that is very similar to this one, but has a difference in how you divide up the section, is called 2 to 6. So I guess that you can already imagine what the exercise will be about. You have 2 very slow notes and then 6 very fast notes. So again, the difficulty increases a little bit because the 6 notes are really quite fast. You play the 6 notes as quickly as you played one of the 2 slow notes. And once again, you go through the entire passage like that, and then you turn it around and start with the 6 fast notes and then play 2 slow notes. As I already mentioned in the beginning, the 4 to 4 and 2 to 6 is only possible if you have passages that are made up of sections of 4 where you can actually divide them up like that and it still makes sense. If you have a technically demanding fast passage of triplets, of course you can adjust the exercises accordingly. So you can do 3 to 3, you can do 3 to 9, you can do 2 to 4. So depending on how the division is in your passage, you can just utilize this exercise with different divisions of the passage. Once I've practiced this exercise, I then like to practice the hands separately. So the technically harder hand, let's say, I like to play through it one time just separately to see where I'm at when I connect everything. And then very important, I also like to play the hand separately that seems quote unquote easy, especially in Bach, especially in Baroque repertoire, where there is so much going on in every voice individually. I really like to give it some focus so that when I put them together, it's not just an accompaniment or an unimportant voice, but it's actually a voice that can exist on its own independently from the other hand. So I definitely put some effort into practicing my left hand separately as well. And then finally, the last step is to divide the passage up into sections and just play them in tempo and practice the sections separately. So I start with half bar sections, and I always make sure that once I've ended the half bar, I check that my hand and wrists and arms, everything, elbows, shoulders are relaxed before I continue on playing the next half bar. Here, you're really getting into that, let's say, concert feeling or playing the piece through feeling at the right speed, at the fast speed. So it's very So it's crucial that you make sure that you have the right hand position, that you're relaxed, that you don't get into any bad habits without wanting to. So you always have to make sure that you're relaxed before you go into the next half bar section. And then again, stop, make sure that you're relaxed, and then go into the next half bar section. Once I've played through the entire passage in half bar sections, I then do full bar sections. And it's the same thing. I just make sure that I'm relaxed, that everything is loose, no tension, before I then go on to the next bar. And then finally, in the end, I play through the entire passage. These were my top go-to strategies when it comes to practicing fast, irregular passages that I don't have like that in my warm-up routine, no scales, no arpeggios, but just these irregular passages that pop up so often when playing Bach, or also Mozart for that matter. This is a very common occurrence in those composers. So I hope that you found this helpful. Let me know if you found this interesting. Let me know if you have some other go-to exercises that you use in cases like that. And also, since I am practicing the Bach concerto a lot these weeks, obviously, because I have a concert coming up, if you're interested, then let me know in the comments. I could make a video on how to practice polyphonic repertoire in general. In this particular concerto, there is a fugue in the third movement. So I have some strategies on how I practice fugues, on how I like to approach polyphonic repertoire. So if you're interested in that, then let me know, and I will make a video about this in the coming weeks. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. That would help me a lot. And I will see you again in my next video next week. Bye.